Noted you standing there with the wind in your golden hair. Didn't know your name, but I can feel it with every heartbeat.
All right. We were challenged by Traveling Pisces to the RV 10-question challenge. And so we're going to answer some of those questions, and we've got a twist at the end, and then we also call out a handful of other channels that we've been collaborating with or have something in common with us. And we'll try not to have too many bloopers. All right, so question one. Want to read question one?
No, because I have my glasses
She didn't have
on.
her glasses on. What is the one thing you would change about your current RV? What is the one thing we would change about our current RV? You can go first.
Well, the only thing I would change would be the dinette. It's like the how do you refer
It's
to
a
it?
pretty traditional
The
dinette.
traditional, bench back.
Four people can
But
sit
they
at
always kind of move. The other travel trailer that we just traded in had 4 chairs, which was nice, but I'm not willing to give up the storage that we have underneath here. So that's really it. Because I love everything about this.
Yeah, I like the table and chairs too. Except the wooden table was not as safe with our grandkids or hot plates or anything like that. If you put them on there, they or ironing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you ironed on it with a towel on top of it, and
kind of did something to the finish.
Yeah, did something to the finish. So for me, it would both of our trailers we had before had LED lighting all along the awning outside, and this one's just got like a porch light. So I would probably upgrade that, that'll probably be an easy upgrade on this one too. So that's that. So what is something you didn't expect when we first got our RV? Question 2. What is something you didn't expect when we first got when we first went RVing, I guess is how I would interpret it, because we've had 3 different RVs, 2 travel trailers, and then we most recently upgraded to this Canyon Star. So let's just say, what was our first thing that we didn't expect when we got the RV lifestyle going on?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, if you remember, we got an RV to travel a lot. We didn't really necessarily say for full time, because I had been working at home for over 20 years, and we just kind of wanted something different and kind of downsized, less materialistic. And right after we bought our first travel trailer, I lost my job, and I ended up going and getting a job where I had to commute to it for the first time in 20 plus years. So a year later, when that job didn't really work out, we decided to kind of go into semi-retirement, and we tested out the RV, but we actually had a coffee shop, so we couldn't go traveling full time, and so we put that up for sale, and we put our house on Airbnb just to test it out, and we immediately went into full-time living in an RV, not traveling. Right there near St. Louis, we stayed at Cahokia RV Park for most of the summer, 90 plus degrees, 100 degrees, and actually I had a really good time. The grandkids had a good time when they visited. So
what did you not expect?
I didn't expect to go full time so quick.
That's
right?
true.
I expected it to be more of a travel thing for a while, or a part-time thing, but it just worked out.
Agree.
So number 3, what was the deciding factor to buy our first RV? For me, you want me to go first?
Sure.
For me, it was working in corporate America for 30 years, 20 plus years with software companies, and just really growing tired of the company politics and mergers and acquisitions and things like that. It was just really no stability for the last 12 years in the software space, because there was so much of that. So I just grew tired of it. I was in management quite a bit, and I grew tired of it. So I was just ready for a break. How about you?
Well, I'm thinking financial-wise and the ability. So I would say that the reason we chose the first one was because it was not really the smallest or the cheapest, but it was fairly cheap.
Yeah.
And it kind of checked off the boxes that we thought at the time that we needed. It was a little bit bigger than what I wanted, but it was really only, was it 24 foot or 26?
A 26-foot bunkhouse.
26-foot bunkhouse.
No slides.
With 2 dogs, so it was pretty basic, and it was I think it was a great first RV.
Yeah, I think so too. And we walked out with it. We got it in 2017, right? But it was a 2018 model, and we used it for a year and a half. We traded it in 2018. We got more than we bought it for, which is unheard of with travel trailers. So that was really good. That's question 3. Anything to add to that?
No, I don't think so.
All right, this is pretty much yours. What is your favorite meal to cook while we're traveling or at camp or whatever?
This is mine?
Well, favorite meal to cook. I'll tell you what my favorite meal to eat is, but I don't cook that much, even though I can make some wicked baked beans and chicken salad and stuff like that. But as far as cooking a nice meal, for me, it was the seafood boil that we did at Port Aransas for the Super Bowl.
That
So
was a great
basically
time.
a nice seafood boil. And then Chris and I also like the Melting Pot restaurant. They have those delicious sauces and it's not really a seafood boil, but basically you're boiling your meats in the fondue thingies. And so Chris found the recipes for some of those sauces, and now we do kind of a seafood boil along with some chicken and filet steak, kind of like what you get there. So that's absolutely my favorite. Do you have a favorite that you like to cook?
I think I just like, I like using the charcoal grill, so anything from hobo burgers to steaks to what else?
Yeah, everything you cook on the grill is great. And it's so funny, going even back 20 years of just camping or even in our backyard, we'll have charcoal, and then we'll go fancy with something like propane, or we had a pellet grill here, and
then we go right
we
back
always
to
go
charcoal.
right back. We've got just a fairly cheap charcoal grill. It's just the two of us, so it works really well, and we love the flavor of the charcoal cooked meats. So what is your must-see RV destination? Your first this time.
I don't really know that I have one. A must-see.
Yeah. Where would you really like to see?
Canada. Is that too broad?
Canada.
That's pretty big.
Did you just call Canada abroad?
Oh my
They would
gosh.
not appreciate that, eh?
I don't really. I don't know. I haven't planned that one.
Yeah, it took me a minute too, but I guess in my travel throughout my career, I've traveled to 48 of the states. So there's 2 states left, North Dakota and Maine, that I haven't actually driven through, landed in, done anything with. So at some point, it'd be kind of cool to go to them. And then Niagara Falls.
But what do you want to see in there? Oh, Niagara Falls.
Well, Niagara Falls isn't either one of those states, but I mean, as far as a must-see thing, Niagara Falls would probably be pretty impressive to go see. Or the Grand Canyon, we haven't seen that yet either.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't, so. But nothing really. I mean, we're just enjoying the journey.
I just like green and trees.
Green and
ocean
trees.
and mountains.
Yeah, absolutely. And that takes us to
Green mountains, not dry.
favorite thing about RVing, which, I think
That's it.
nature. What were you going to say?
Was I going to say something?
Well, you were talking about green mountains and
Oh,
all
just
that stuff.
I guess
I didn't know if that
the
was your
favorite thing
or
about
not.
the favorite thing about RVing is being able to take yourself to those places.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think for me, the number one thing about RVing is we're in a small space. So when it's just me and you, because when we had the big house, you were all over the place because she always organizes and cleans and stuff like that. So getting her to sit down in a room with me.
I'm sitting now.
Yeah, she's sitting down now, and it was hard to get her to sit down even in a small place. She finds lots of stuff to do, but even if she does, I can just say, hey, and she's right there, or she can talk to me, I can see her, we can watch TV together regardless. So it's just more of the intimacy and closeness of just being together as we travel. And then when we've got grandkids or kids with us, a lot of times I found myself in a room by myself sometimes when people would come to visit, because they would be moving around and going to other rooms and doing this and that. And so here, it's just a very close space. And then there's lots of activities right outside to do, so I can do stuff with the grandkids and the kids. So just that closeness with family has been my favorite thing. What's the least favorite thing about RVing?
Being away from grandkids.
Being away from grandkids.
Family.
Yeah, I guess I don't have one because I don't feel like we've been away. I feel like we've been with them more than when we were in St. Louis.
I think we get to spend more quality time because we're able to, go there. It's just I think a mental thing that I'm, all the way across the United States. I'm not just 4 hours away or, 45 minutes. You know,
And the longest
12,
so far
13
we
hours.
went away from seeing family is like 2.5 months.
That was just recently.
Well, that was
trip,
winter,
wasn't it?
right? Winter we were gone from.
Yeah, but we came back in January.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
No.
this
No,
last
we
trip
didn't.
probably
We came back in February when
babies
Jalen
were born.
was
So it was around the same thing, around 2 months, 2.5
Yeah.
months, both in the winter and then this fall of this year.
that one. In all fairness, that one was a little bit harder because we had
Right.
2 daughters that were expecting babies during that time that we were gone.
Those
So
babies, they always throw us off.
darn those grandbabies.
7 times now they've
Yeah.
destroyed our plans.
No. They're
So
wonderful.
what's a must-have on your next RV?
I can't even see another RV in our future. I say that, but
Yeah.
I love this RV.
We're planning on taking this one to Hawaii, I think, and putting it on
That was,
A coffee
I
farm.
think, a very good plan.
at some point. No, we found this new Mara and we're really loving it. So this is our third. We had 2 travel trailers, and for me, we do love boondocking, and we've had some failures with that, with the travel trailers, and then even with this, there's been a little bit of challenges with that, I think, because the house batteries aren't as strong as we wanted them to be. Maybe we ran them down too low, but just learning that because it's brand new. So improved solar, just like Traveling Pisces said, is improving that solar so you can boondock. We like being at RV parks and participating in the activities with other people and meeting them, but at the same time finding a spot that is just in nature and nobody's around, or even just the freedom of boondocking when you're traveling and not have to have reservations.
Yeah, that was
That's
so
really
much
cool.
more relaxing on the trip home after we bought this than any other time.
Yeah. Oh, and here's this bonus.
What's the bonus?
Our worst boondocking experience.
Ooh, the cow, the dairy.
Oakley, Kansas.
Oh,
We're going through Oakley,
God.
Kansas. And you don't have some way to have your windows closed and your air conditioning on
In summer.
in the summertime. Do not stop in Oakley, Kansas. There's a gigantic dairy farm there, and we stopped. It was about 90 degrees.
Because we had no choice.
Yeah.
Because it was summer and every
was a
place else
Friday
was
night.
booked. And we ran out of places to try, and we were tired.
Yeah, and then we
And
pulled out a place that was.
we had 2 grandkids, 3 dogs,
Mhm.
and our Great Dane thought she was going to die because
Well,
it was hot.
We pulled in that place that was first come first serve, and we actually got the
Yes.
last spot. And then we ate. We had picked up some food, and we ate real quick, and we were going to walk up to the store because that's what it said to do. Just go up to the store and check in. About the time we were about ready to leave and go up to the store, another RV pulled in and told us they had already went to the store and got our spot. So rather than argue, we went ahead and just left and thought we could find a place, and really didn't. And so we just pulled over at Oakley, Kansas, and it was
It
like
was horrible.
tasting.
You woke up and it felt like you
Manure.
had cow poop in your mouth.
In
It
your
was.
nose.
You
Oh my
at
God.
first you were like, "Oh, the temperature's finally cooled down," and then you went, "Ugh," and we just got up and said, "Let's go." The kids did not hesitate. They jumped up and wanted to get right back in the expedition and
Yeah, we
head
didn't get
out.
much sleep. But anyway, it's a story to tell now, and we don't ever have to worry about that
No.
again because we got the generator now. All right, so what's your favorite adult beverage?
Well,
So I would say that our favorite is some kind of rum-inspired drink.
coconut rum.
So is coconut rum in the Mai Tais too?
Well, it is when I make them.
Okay, so coconut rum
Yes.
normally we drink with cola or root beer. We've got a few different brands of that we like. Blue Cherry probably is the one that sticks out the most. Malibu is kind of the second choice.
I kind of like this
Largo
one that we-
Bay is what we got right now, and it's pretty good. But Mai Tais are probably our favorite drink, especially when you get them in
Maui
Hawaii.
Mai Tais,
If you try to
yeah.
get them in the mainland U.S., rarely are bars going to make them right.
No,
I guess they're just not ordered enough, or they don't feel like carrying the pineapple juice
or
and
they
things
just
like
don't
that.
know.
But if you go to Maui, they're fantastic, and Chris has got a great recipe. If you want the recipe, you feel free to contact us or ask us in the comments, and we will be happy to give you that awesome Maui
My time.
Mai Tai recipe. Question 10. What's your favorite indoor RV accessory? I have no idea. Yours is probably coffee maker.
I guess it's not my favorites, but yeah, I guess.
I have no idea.
I would say the
Accessory.
tankless water heater, but and I don't know, maybe somebody can comment if this is normal, but it's like it cycles through. So you have hot, and then it goes cold, and then it goes hot again.
It only seems to do that if you shut it off to conserve water. If you leave it on and we're hooked up to water, I don't think we have that problem.
Okay, that's true, but why does it do that?
Well, I think it does that because when you shut it off, it quits heating. So the water that's in the tube where it's supposed to heat doesn't heat.
Well, that's ridiculous.
And so then when you turn it back on again, it starts heating again, but that cold water is already flowing.
Well, that's a major flaw.
It didn't, logically.
Logically,
I figured
that
it out.
does
I could
not
be
make
completely wrong, but
that
it didn't
does
bother
not
me
make
as
sense
much.
to me.
My favorite accessory, I don't have one. Cashews?
I think they're the garage.
Oh, yeah. Now that we got the toy hauler, I guess
The garage.
we'll call it the garage. We'll call that an accessory. And for question number, pause and effects bonus question, we want to know where you're planning to go in 2020. If you let us know in your video where you're going, we are going to make a video about where we're going, and we're going to include your plans in that video as well. How's that sound?
What?
And that way, we'll have a whole group of people that are giving plans of where they're going and can figure out if our paths are crossing.
Yeah.
Crossing. We can figure out if our paths are crossing along the way, and maybe set up some meetups.
That'd be fun.
So now for the channels we're challenging. We picked some channels that we have something in common with, not just RVing, but something like traveling with dogs, or maybe riding Harleys, or just owning really the same brand of a coach that we do, Newmar, as well as just a couple that we've followed for a while and that inspired us on our journeys. So the first one that we're calling out is Adventure Endeavor, and number 2 is Camper Van Tales. I think they're out of Europe.
Oh, cool.
And Changing Lanes, who are very popular, and I love watching them because of their motorcycle content. So great motorcycle content that they have on that channel. And then Inspired We Go. I think that's one that you mentioned that I think she collaborates on Instagram somewhat. Endless RVing. And Finding Our Someday. This is one of our favorite channels to watch. So we both there's quite a few really popular channels that we watch, but this is probably the one that they're just very genuine, and we really enjoy watching their channel. Little Trailer, Big Adventures. You're now challenged, or we challenge you. Not that you're challenged. Jonesin to Travel is another one, and we got 2 left. Retiree wannabes, don't we all? We kind of were retired, pseudo-retired, when we first started, and probably...
We're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on full-time retirement, but we had an opportunity that we really couldn't pass up, that will set us up better, and maybe that Hawaiian dream in the future of moving over there will come true. And then the last one is Life Uninterrupted. Life Uninterrupted.
Yes.
LYF Uninterrupted. So you guys are all challenged. Make a video. Give us some answers to your question. We hope you enjoyed this one. And until next time,
Aloha.
aloha.
And even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think that we could be together. Am I living in a fantasy, or is this for real? Never thought that you could fall for someone like me. Never thought that you could fall for me. Never thought that you could fall for someone like me. Never thought that you could fall for me. For someone like me. For someone like me. For someone